Hello and welcome. This is Katie. Thanks so much for stopping by. I am back with another Christmas in July project. And like I mentioned in my last video, I am going to take full advantage of Christmas in July with my Maker Forte projects and give you as many ideas as I can. I like to do a group of cards so that, so in this case, we're doing another 5. So we're up to 10 Christmas cards for the last 2 videos. And these are a great way using the same products to build up your stash. So we've got some heavyweight 110-pound cardstock. That's what you want to use for this particular technique. I'm not going to use the Icy Mist. I wasn't sure if I would or not, but I am going to use Neon Lights, Eclipse Black, and the Chip Sapphire. That is the wrapped Christmas sentiment stamp set, and this is the Dear Dad, and I'm going to use the long silhouette stamp there that you see at the bottom. Now, I'm using Neon Lights, but any light blue, think broken china. You want just a nice soft blue to ink blend as your base layer. I'm trying to create like a glowing night sky, so I'm really only using 3 colors to achieve that, and that is a light blue, a dark blue, and a black. That's it. So whatever you have in your stash, doesn't have to be Color Hive Inks, Distress Inks. As you can see, I've got one of those there, so you could use broken china and the Chip Sapphire, and then I'm going to be using a little bit of black soot as my black ink as we go along. But as you see, I'm covering my entire panel with the neon light, so your light blue. And the reason is that when I come in now with my Chip Sapphire, I've already got a small base layer of color. And as you see, I'm trying to make an arch. So each time I come in with my Chip Sapphire, towards the end where I've just got a little bit of ink left, I'm taking that motion with my blending brush and creating that arch so that we have that glowy look from the lightest color to the dark. Now, I would recommend you do it this way, simply because if you try to come in at the end with deep dark color, you're not going to have that nice soft fade between the light and the dark. So I'm going to use quite a bit of Chip Sapphire to deepen up this sky a little bit. And I mentioned before, 110-pound cardstock. Now, most of you who follow my channel and watch know that I prefer hot press watercolor paper when I ink blend. But that gives a really super smooth, perfect blend easily. And I wanted a little bit more variation, a little bit more splotchiness to my night sky. So as you can see with regular heavyweight cardstock, you're going to get that easily. I do try to come off, and start off from the edge of the cardstock and then bring it on to limit it, but you do want a little bit. And here I'm coming in with the black soot, and less is more here. You're only trying to deepen up that Chip Sapphire a little bit. So always tap off. Doesn't matter what black ink you use. Just tap off a little bit and start out with a little bit, and you can always add more. And here I'm coming in with more Chip Sapphire to deepen that blue up. Now I'm only showing this one panel because all the other panels are the same. The only thing differently was the orientation. So one's landscape and one is portrait. So just keep that in mind. Whatever orientation you want your cardstock is where you're going to have your concentration of your lightest color, and then of course your darkest color goes on the opposite side. So this is some all-purpose inks. I've got white and I've got frost that I'm mixing together, and I'm using a little potion number 9. These are from Imagine Crafts, and the potion number 9 is basically a blending solution for our water-based ink. So any water-based ink, whether it's paint, there are water-based pigment inks, any of those, that potion number 9 is going to work. You could use water for this here too. I didn't have it close, so I thought I'd try it and see how we did. I've got a fan brush, which I find give the best splatters. But the potion number 9 is great because you can use that to blend your colors on your cardstock, and it's not going to warp your paper, and it's not going to pill it, which is great. So finishing up with the splatters, do all of this, your ink blending, your splattering, everything before your stamping. So I went and heat set those splatters to make sure everything was dry, and now I'm coming in and setting up my MISTI to do my stamping. Now, I started with the portrait direction. And as I flipped over and I inked up the stamp, I was like, oh, I should probably do the landscape first because it's going to be longer, taking up more of that stamp. And when I want to go in with my portrait length or width, I'm going to make a mess of my ink blended panel. So I switched everything out and made note of where I had my portrait panel to be able to put that back in place. So I'm just showing you each, a landscape and a portrait. Ink that up 2-3 times. I did have to re-ink my Eclipse ink pad. So definitely have a re-inker for this ink pad. And here's one of the panels. Now I went through my sentiments and set everything up. This little star is just from my stash. So anything you have, you got a stencil, something like that, you can use that too. And the red, the telephone box, that's why I didn't mention it before, was a shot in the dark. I wanted a pop of color. And because I had been debating as the silhouette stamp was drying, if I wanted to emboss in white, and I was like, that's going to be too white next to that star and blah, blah, blah. And so I tried the red. Now the red, the telephone box, I inked that up 3 to 6 times depending on the stamp. So to get that nice deep red that telephone box offers, it's a great Christmas red. If you don't have it in your stash, I can't recommend it enough. But here's the cards all together, a nice red card base. On the inside, I was showing there in the beginning, I'm going to just put some white layering paper inside there to write my message and stamp a sentiment. But I just love how these turned out. My husband said they actually look like you bought them in the store, which I think is the greatest compliment a card maker can get. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Be sure and check the description box below and follow us over at the Crafter Party. That's Maker Forte's Facebook group. And share what you guys are making. We love to see what you guys are creating. And here's some recommendations and some up next. And again, don't forget to subscribe. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.